following it along through the years, Black Adam has been with me for over 10 years now. And that gives you an idea of how passionate I am about this project, how passionate our $7 is about this project. Warner Brothers, New Line Cinemas, DC, they have been so incredibly supportive over the years. I mean, this is over 10 years. In 2008 is when we first started talking about this. So it has required a patience by all of us as partners. And, you know, I'm a much different man and an actor than I was 10 years ago. And I felt 10 years ago that even then, 10 years ago, I just wanted to wait for the timing to feel right. And it feels like now, the man that I've become, you know, I'm able to bring a little bit of my own life lessons and philosophies and ingrain them in the DNA of this character. And as those of you who follow the mythology of Black Adam and in the comics, which is millions of you, and for those of you who don't know, Black Adam, there's a lot of deep layers to Black Adam. He is a man who is, his constitution and his wiring and his makeup is one of resolve, and it is one of a boundless anchor, if you will. And he started off as a slave. There's some dark elements to Black Adam. And, you know, one of the things that I really loved about the character of Black Adam is that he was blessed by the wizards, by the gods for powers. And his powers equal that of Superman, which automatically, you know, makes him intriguing to me. But he was also bestowed a equalizing power, and that equalizing power is magic, which is certainly Superman's weakness. And I'm not setting up a showdown between Black Adam and Superman, maybe down the road. But right now, I'm just giving you guys context for those of you who don't know on how powerful Black Adam is.
The talk about what is going to happen in the future, the future of Superman, how I can express that character from the comic books, which ties in nicely to Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I really like that movie, and I'd like to be able to tell the story where it was left at that point.
Can we get that?
I can tell you nothing.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so awesome if that happens.
It would indeed be awesome.
What is good, YouTube? This will be my video on Black Adam, Shazam 2, Superman, and so much more. So as you've just heard, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has just confirmed and verified to the whole world just how passionate he is about the Black Adam role. He said he first started working on this project back in 2008, so over 10 years in the works to create the Black Adam role with Warner Bros. And with his own production company, $7 Production. Over 10 years in the works for The Rock to come to the DC universe or world of DC. So it is very interesting how he has also just confirmed that he will be fighting Superman. He says later down the road. Okay, let's go over the evidence that I've gathered over the last few, I guess you say, years or months. Is he commissions, well, his team commissioned artwork from Boss Logic, who is one of the best artists. There are loads of cool artists out there, so I'm not going to say he's the best. He's one of the best. So he commissioned, so he paid Boss Logic to draw a picture of Henry Cavill. Okay, Henry Cavill, not a generic Superman. We have Henry Cavill, actually Henry Cavill, not any other version of Superman, Henry Cavill version, destroying Black Adam. And you all seen the picture that Boss Logic posted when this news came out. I think it was back in November when they released the release date to be Christmas of 2021. But that could be different now, but maybe not. I don't know what's going on in the world. I mean, the movie only takes 3 months to make, 6 months to edit, so it could easily still make the mandate of December 2021. So this was Henry Cavill Superman destroying Black Adam. So he says Superman and Black Adam will fight later down the road. Now it sounds like he's revealed some massive plot points of his movie where he says it's going to be very different and you're not going to see anything like this already out there. He speaks about Black Adam being a slave. So he says there's lots of different layers to unvolve unwrap. So it's going to be very interesting. As you know, we did the video the other day about the Black Adam supposed plot leak. Now, if you do want to check this out, I will leave it over the corner and in the description box so you can check it out. So essentially, some of the things he's brought up in this short 2-minute clip that I would have played before the video started does go over some of the stuff he says. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens over the next few months in terms of casting information. Because although everyone's on lockdown at the moment because of, you know, what's going on in the world, they can still cast people. People can still take jobs. It's just you won't start shooting until whenever they're ready. So as we also know, Shazam 2 is going to start shooting allegedly this summer. And also Ezra Miller, The Flash movie. But what you understand about that is Fantastic Beasts 3 has just been delayed. Ezra Miller is a pinnacle part to that franchise. So until they've shot Fantastic Beasts 3, the Flash movie will be delayed. But I do feel like DC will be stronger and harder than the MCU in the future. Now, a lot of people have said that I am a Marvel hater. Guys, this channel's built around Marvel. I'm not a Marvel hater. So if everything gets back on track like it was supposed to be, 2021 and 2022 are going to be epic years for both Marvel and DC. We know because The Rock just told you that Henry Cavill's Superman versus Black Adam is confirmed to happen later down the road. Could mean Black Adam 2 or it could mean Black Adam 1. It is interesting. As we know, Black Adam kind of was revealed in Shazam 1 in a way. They spoke about a champion that was rejected. And that was obviously an indirect reference to Black Adam. So it is interesting how there's been a lot of talk over the last couple of weeks of Warner Bros. Wanting Henry Cavill back because he did so well in The Witcher. But I think it's more to do with the fact that The Witcher is the most popular series in the world. It's Netflix's biggest streaming playbacks ever. So as we did a video over a week ago now saying Warner Bros. Wants Henry Cavill back for Superman 2, Man of Steel 2, they definitely do. They're not going to come out and say anything officially. I've spoke to multiple people who can back up what I've said. But like I say, I'm not going to reveal who I've been talking to, but I know something is happening. Why? Because let's look at the evidence again. During the Witcher press junket, he said, I've not given up the role. I want to go past the Justice League. I want to focus on the future of Superman. Now, would he be talking about Superman if he knew it was done? It was dusted. No, there'd be no point. He would just come out and say, well, I'm not Superman because Warner Bros. Don't want me. He would say that, wouldn't he? You know, because he wasn't there to talk Superman. He was there to talk Henry Cavill, The Witcher. And he shut down. That's one thing that I like about Cavill. He absolutely shut down the journalist that was trying to get a clickbait article out of him, and it didn't work. And then he said PC over consoles, and that wins any kind of pop culture geek. So he destroyed him. So Henry Cavill clearly is still Superman. There's something happening behind closed doors. And then you go to the production of Black Adam movie when they're like, well, Henry and The Rock have the same agent. They're both represented by Danny Garcia. So yeah, there is going to be some cheeky cameo role or something like that in the works. The only reason Henry Cavill Superman did not appear in Shazam movie, or I guess you could say the ending scene where the stunt double walked in for literally 10 seconds, is because it really wasn't a scene and it was a waste of his time. Now, obviously, with scheduling, if they wanted to get a Superman cameo role or post-credit scene, easily. Because as we know, The Witcher Season 2 is currently on hold because of what's happening in the world. It's currently on hold. But Black Adam was supposed to start shooting in July-ish. That'll be pushed back a couple of months to whenever what's happening in the world is finished with. So either way, Henry will be available to work on that. And we know this is happening. If you're going to be in denial and type clickbait down below, that's your problem, not mine. Because the evidence is there, okay? The last clip of this video, The Rock said Superman versus Black Adam. Why do you think he said that? He said it because he wants people to start talking about it. He literally wants me to make a video and talk about this and hype up Superman going against Black Adam. Now, in this short 2-minute clip, and it looks like The Rock's just finished a workout or something, He said that Black Adam's very interesting to him because he has the power as great as Superman. And he's like, I was bestowed the power, obviously talking about Black Adam character, as Superman in the form of magic, which is Superman's weakness, but it's not really, it's kryptonite, but I get where he's come at. And then he says, I'm not trying to set up a fight between Superman and Black Adam. Maybe down the road, but then to me, he looks very nervous, almost like he's just told us that Superman Henry Cavill is going to feature in this movie. And like I said, guys, if you're going to say clickbait, the evidence is there. All the evidence is there. Just like when I talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League, or as he's called it now, Zack Snyder's Justice League, release a Snyder Cut. It is real. The evidence is there. There's so much evidence there. It's just a case of when they confirm it, will it release on HBO Max? All my videos are based on concurrent evidence and factually speaking evidence that is out there. So I've delivered everything in this video to tell you that Superman and Black Adam are going to be going at it for real. And that he's also revealed some plot points within this 2-minute conversation where he talks about the character, he talks about the deep depths of Black Adam role, which is very interesting because he's telling you all this information to hype it up because he knows it's going to be starting to shoot in very soon. Even with what's going on, it doesn't seem like he's slowing down. Obviously, he's training for Black Adam, which I don't really understand what he's training for because he's already like not shredded, visible abs. He's already lean and huge all year round. So I don't understand why he's training for a movie because he's already like stacked. So it doesn't make any sense to me because he's stacked all the time. He doesn't really have an off season. He's always lean, bulky lean, like lean enough to have visible muscle, but he's always huge. So I don't really get what he means when he says he's training for the role when he's already a humongous giant. So also in the news, everyone welcomed Amy Adams to Instagram. Amy Adams recently joined Instagram, but that's got nothing to do with this. So recently she was in an interview and she was asked about if she knows anything about Superman 2, Man of Steel 2, and she had a very interesting conversation. Now the headline for this article reads just like this: Amy Adams wants to continue as Lois Lane but doesn't believe it will happen. Now, what is the exact quote that has been used in this? Amy Adams would totally be open to reprising her role as Lois Lane in a future DC movie. So she's game, she's down, but she's not going to say anything. This is why I find this ridiculous when actors say stuff like this, but isn't holding out hope. I think the studio is moving in a different direction from my understanding. So even if she was in negotiations for, say, Man of Tomorrow or Man of Steel 2, it's not like she could publicly come out and say, well, yeah, I'm in negotiations for Man of Steel 2. So her saying, I think the studio is moving in a different direction is code for, I can't say what's happening, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to defer from answering a question so that I don't give anything away, which is very interesting because when Henry Cavill talks about it, he never says anything about anything like this. I mean, yes, he says they want to move Superman in a different direction, but he's not talking about moving from the role. So I believe, and from said information that I have been given, there is information out there that would suggest that Henry Cavill will be featuring in more than one movie. Shazam 2, possibly. Black Adam, possibly. His own movie, possibly. The information is out there. You've just got to go looking for it. So I will keep you up to date with all this information to do with all the different DC movies, as the DC properties are looking pretty awesome. So yeah, give Amy Adams a follow on Instagram if you want. I don't follow many people, but if you do want to follow me, @WarStew on Instagram, that would be much obliged. And also let me know down below, guys, as my Superman videos do really well comment-wise, what would your story for Man of Steel 2 be? And how would you introduce Henry Cavill Superman back into the DC universe? Now, how would you do that? And as you know, Henry Cavill has been rumored to appear in Shazam 2 in a cameo role position, potentially. And as we wrote that story last week, everyone else is seeming to pick the story up, which is cool. Some creditation would have been nice though, but yeah, cool. You didn't give me creditation, but whatever. It is what it is. You know how this game works. And also in the news, Jesse Eisenberg, who plays Lex Luthor, who we only realistically got a good look at the end of Justice League movie, where he had the bald head, he had the suit, and we had Joe Manganiello. Okay, I said it wrong. Okay, that is the only thing I said wrong. You can say it down below. I said his surname wrong. but nothing else. He said he would like to reprise his role, which would be freaking awesome if he did, because I think he didn't get a big enough of an opportunity to do this. So in a recent interview, he said this: "Oh yeah, I would love to, because it's such a cool character to play. A villain in a superhero movie is the fun part. The good guys are fine, but the villain is the fun part, because you get to be more flamboyant. The hero usually gets to survive, but the villain has all the funny lines." Now that is pretty cool. But he also went on to say he's not even watched the Justice League movie, which is kind of interesting. It seems like no one attached to that movie has even watched it. So I believe there is a bunch of movies out here. The current slate is the following. The Batman movie 2021 is going to be coming out June the 25th, 2021, if it doesn't get pushed back. Now the interesting one is Wonder Woman 1984 is scheduled for June this year, but as we know, AMC and stuff are closed for the next 3 months, so I don't know how that is going to affect that. Then the Suicide Squad movie, August the 6th, 2021. It could be pushed, but probably won't, because it's already finished filming. Black Adam, December 2021, the 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. Shazam 2, April the 1st, 2022. DC Super Pets, 2022, May. The Flash movie, as we said, probably going to get pushed back. July 2022. Aquaman, Christmas 2022. So the slate is stacked. But can the slate actually come out? I don't know. It would be interesting if it did come out, but we're just going to have to see, because that's a lot of movies. There's a lot of problems in the world at the moment, so to speak. So DC is coming in strong. But the only thing that can make it come in much stronger would be if they confirm that San Diego Comic-Con probably not going to happen now. CCXP maybe, if they confirm Man of Steel 2. So if we go back to 2017, it was revealed that Black Adam was the main villain in the Man of Steel 2 movie. It said this: "No, I will not tell you how I know any of this information in order to not jeopardize my position," but it basically said Black Adam will be the main villain in Man of Steel 2. The idea was tossed around on the possibility of making an appearance in the sequel, even if it was only brief. This later evolved into Adam becoming the villain due to the fact Warner Bros. Did not feel confident in early drafts of the Shazam script. Felt as if Dwayne Johnson deserved a bigger project, maybe linked to how much money they're paying him. And then this is when Michael Vaughn was involved. Secondly, Michael Vaughn is still to be talking to Warner Bros. About directing the film. However, Warner Bros. Are talking to other directors. So this is why I get really confused when people are like, Man of Steel 2 isn't happening. They've spoke publicly to no end of different directors for Man of Steel 2. So it's going to happen. It's not a case of if, it's a case of when. So who should be the villain of Man of Steel 2? Should it be Black Adam? You never know, because Black Adam's an interesting character. He's not a villain. He's a hero. He's a villain. He's a hero in his own right. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all this plays out. So is Black Adam the villain of Man of Steel 2? Probably, I don't know. But it's interesting. So like always, guys, I'll keep up to date with all the latest and greatest DC news, and also every news, Kong vs Godzilla, pop culture, all that kind of stuff. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. Check me out on Instagram at WarStew, Twitter at WarStew, Facebook at WarStew, warstew.com. Just Google WarStew, please. That'd be interesting. So we'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.